Hey guys, so new year. New year, new me. Well, new life, but rotation. I'm a Pokemon player. Pokemon trading cards a lot of the time, and the biggest hurdle that always brings a fresh sort of atmosphere to a lot of Pokemon, the card game, is the rotation, where the new cards come in, old cards leave, and you get a brand new meta about 90% of the time. Okay, no you don't, but it brings in cool new cards and cool new combos. But the worst part about rotation, it brings out old. So, if I bring up my Pokemon app, I have here all the cards that I want to view before rotation hits. Every card that I've either enjoyed playing with during this meta, or just was really fun. Like to play with, against, and both. So, won't be 70 videos, probably not. I'm not going to make 70 because a lot of these do mix together. But I want to make videos for all the cards that I'm going to miss. And the biggest hurdle to that will be making them work. So what was my favourite card? Well, you might be seeing it, but Galarian Moltres. My favourite card from the E set. Sorry, I should specify. E set, we are losing all cards, if I remember it correctly, from Brilliant Stars onwards. I think it's to like Vivid Voltage. To Shining Face. So Brilliant Stars through Shining Face. We're losing everything there. And that includes the Fusion Strike engine. Not the most popular, but it was a good engine, if you're a Fusion Strike Pokemon. Rapid Strike, probably one of the most fun spread ideas. Single Strike, one of the best ways to basically overkill. That was really fun to do. But there were lots of other cards. The Celebration set was always fun. We had Chilling Reign with the Calirexes. I'm sure to visit at least one of those because that was a fun set. We had Evolving Skies, which brought cards like... Yeah, I'm not very good at this. Duraludon, that's my favourite. Favourite card from this set. We have the Galarian Birds, we had the Gyarados, the Evolutions, the Regis. But you might have seen, first card I want to review, Moltres. All three Galarian Birds got cards where they attach two energies from their hand. Moltres was always the most fun because it was very much the late game attacker in a way. You came in late, preferably for the final 2 or 3 turns, and you did massive damage with Fiery Wrath. 20 damage, plus 50 for each prize card your opponent take. Its brother, Galarian Moltres V, provided itself with a great acceleration system. Dire Flame Wings allows it to attach a dark energy from the discard to Moltres. And then Aura Burn, just a great attack, 190 damage, 30 to itself, so not great, but in mirror matchups, it would be knock it out quite quick, because it would be you hit them and then they hit you. I'm going to build the deck right here, because I don't know how I want to build it. I want to play it with Dark. So first of all, we need some Dark Energies. We're not only sticking with one, it's just as a placeholder. And because the cards are leaving, let's grab some from the old set. Brilliant Stars, Shining Face. So, what Dark cards? There are so many fun ones. But I'm struggling now, I can't think of what to make it with. Actually, that's a good idea. Morpeko was another one of those cards I enjoyed. I'll come back to making Moltres V, I think in a different video. But Morpeko was one of the most fun cards because it was a no-hand card. 20 damage or 110 if you had no energies in, no cards in your hand. So almost immediately, I'm going to go, wow. You might have heard of it before. These cards are very popular. Well, popular, no. But these cards have appeared a lot. We've had Searing Arcanine, 160 damage, was great in Zoro Box. We have the Veluza. If you have no cards, it's 120 for 1 energy. Quite a good card, but it's a water type, so it struggles a little bit. And then we had the most recent one, which was Beedrill, which, if you have no cards in your hand, 150, paralysis, poison. It's just a stage 2. But Morpeko was always one of my favourite Pokemon since it was revealed. It's just cute. Like, I know I'm meant to be old and I'm meant to not like things because they're cute, but this is just adorably cute. And then it kind of beats you up, but then it's cute. So, as I was saying, best card to pair with no hand is Peony. Peony, discard your hand, search it for 2 trainers. With those 2 trainers, you'd grab cards that you wouldn't normally use. Well, you'd grab cards you could burn. So, how do we work off that? Well, to start the game, we're going to go through some more Pekos. Hangry Tackle, 20, 110. We're going to keep hitting with Morpeko, get lots of damage. We're then going to come in with 1 or 2 late game Moltres. So, our basic idea, if we go perfectly, we can go 110 damage 4 times. They take 4 prize cards, but we get 440 damage on the board. That's best case, but they take the KO each time, because you've only got 80 HP. And then we come in with 2 late game Fiery Wrath, which will do 220 and 270, I think. Obviously, there's going to be problems. First one, I'll get out of the way immediately. In lots of matchups, we will need Jirachi Manaphy. Not in lots of matchups. In the Lost Zone matchup, we need Jirachi Manaphy. Greninja exists, which is just rude. But also, Sableye. What was the other Pokemon? Medicham, they both exist. They're not polite. We don't like them. They should never have been printed. Basically, without these 2, you lose to Lost Zone. Good thing about this deck, you don't need lots of Pokemon on the bench. You've only got, what, 1 attacker? So you need 1 attacker and 1 on the bench, and that's fine. I'm going to pair it today with lots of the old cards used. Lots of the old cards used Raging Venusaur as your sort of engine. You draw 4 cards, you'd be able to get your Peonies back in your hands, you get your burning cards like Ultra Ball. That's a good one to think about. I'm not going to go with that today. I always preferred New EX, it's one of my favourite new cards, because it's draw, and it's got a cool attack that I really enjoy using. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with the simple things in life, but being able to use your opponent's attacks against them is always fun. So, attacker. Second attacker. We have our supporting pair, which I'm going to add a 3rd thinking about it, which I think is also rotating actually. No, that's G. But Spiritom's there because I don't like Mew. Well, I don't like playing against Mew. I like playing with Mew, but I don't like playing against it. Yeah. So, yeah, we've got our supporting trio. Stop Sableye, stop Greninja, stop Mew, Entei, Moltres occasionally. And then we've got Mew for our draw. Mew EX. What other cards could you play? Well, you don't really need other attackers, to be fair. Cards that can help burn your hand, like... I can't remember what the card is called. Also, it might have rotated. Oh, yeah, it has Glaring Meowth, that was it. Yeah, Glaring Meowth basically just said discard 2 cards from your hand, and then you could search your deck for any Pokemon that evolves from Glaring Meowth. Hold on. There we go. Discard 2 cards from your hand in order to use the ability. Once during your turn, search your deck for a Galarian Berserker. That was always popular because it thins your hand. It gets it down to 0. Obviously, it's not in the format, and I don't want to use Galarian Articuno, which does the same thing but also draws a card, because 1, it could give you an unusable card, and 2, it's also blocked by Spiritomb. For energies, we want max 3 on the board at all times, but this is difficult because you don't want to have too little. I think the sweet spot with decks like this is do I have the shiny ones? Yes, I do. I love the shiny ones. They're so cute. Not cute. Shiny. Tamato. But yeah, I go 8. 8 seems a little small if you think thinking about it, but we've also got good old Clara, which I also think is actually rotating. So that's good. Yep, it's an E-block. Clara puts 2 Pokemon and 2 basic energies from your discard pile into your hand. Good for recovering cards. Good for late game going back to back attackers. Yeah. So what do we pair with this? Well, next step, we want to be able to use them again. So let's include a power pad. We want to be able to gust, occasionally. With dark decks like this, it's going to be very difficult to take a lot of KOs. So I like using Counter Catcher because you've got 80 HP as your main attacker. So they're going to take a KO a go, let's say. You want to build up to your first KO with Morpeko, maybe 2 KOs if you're lucky, and then finish off with 2 large attacks with Moltres. So, next step, we've got the Counter Catchers. They start leading, we start taking out everything on their bench. Then comes an interesting one. Next step, Vessel. Discards card, grabs the energies. What's not to like? And actually, now I'm thinking about it, I said earlier one of the most fun things about Mew, and it's why I've liked a lot of cards, the old Clefairies with Metronome and Mini Metronome respectively. Ninetales? Didn't Ninetales have a card? Either way, Genome Hacking. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it. Some of the biggest, most popular Pokemon right now, such as Giratina, its attack does as much damage as its HP. Mew is it's not got its own engine to attach the energies. It costs 3 energy. I'm going to slip in a sneaky little Poppy. A few of you might know Poppy. She was in the most recent games. It's very weird that a toddler was given the Elite Four job, but I'm not going to argue. But the basic idea there is you can late game bench Moltres. No, mid game, early game, mid game, maybe late if you can't reach that 280, or in another way. Charizard, always difficult. It's got 330. If the opponent has taken 500, yeah. If they've taken 5 prize cards and they have no HP modifiers, then you can slap a Mew, slap a Moltres. You can play your Poppy. Yeah, I think so. Yep. And then you can go 330 with an extra energy. That's also why I'm going to play one Retrieval. The gold one, this is cool. If I've got one. Oh no. Yeah, that one will do. And one Super Rod. Because it's other ways to recover things that isn't Clara. Obviously, with how the deck works, we're going to discard a lot of our deck. Burning through it, getting rid of it out of our hands. So what's the next step? Well, what's the best way to find your Pokemon? So with Pokeballs. We're going to start with, I'm thinking now, definitely want the Gold Nest Ball. I think we'll take 3 Nest Balls. Basically, the only Pokemon you want a Nest Ball is these. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, you could not play Nest Ball, but Nest Ball's just put it straight into play, and it's a good burn card. You can play it and not grab anything, and that's gone from your hand. However, we're also going to play Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball's one of the best cards, I think, in the history of the game. I think if I had to go the best cards, it wouldn't be on the list, because you've had things like ADB, which has broken the meta. But Ultra Ball's definitely up there as one of the most underrated. It is in every deck for a reason. Discard 2 cards, search it for a Pokemon. Easy, simple, drop them. I'm also going to include 1 Heavy Ball because I hate pricing everything. Do I have goals? No, go down. Alright, so that's all done. We've got our Pokemon search. we are going to play 4 Pokegear. Yeah, spell it like that. Yeah, because there's a little accent on the E and on the English keyboard. That helps us find our Claras, our Peonies, and our Poppy. Good for finding cards. Then it's kind of open. Basically, we don't know how to do this properly, because there's no good way to do this. You know how Charizard has Arbanzard, Lost Zone has Lost Zone Teen, I think is the best right now? Well, how do we do this? So, we've got our supporters, we need a stadium, I think, because I just like that. Now, stadiums are difficult, because if I go over what we've already got, then we've got a free retreat pivot. Every time a Morpeko gets killed, knocked out, we're going to go into a Mew. Basically, if something goes wrong, then we've got a free retreat we can pivot to something else with, rather than just going into Morpeko and then going, oh, I need to retreat. We have, the same thing, we can't path. Drawing one card doesn't always guarantee it's a burnable card. Mew kind of needed. But we also had attacking basics, which means if I bring it up, we cannot get away with playing league headquarters. Attacks used by basics cost a colours. So this is where I should have made a deck beforehand. I think we're going to play out song. 3 artisan. No, 2. You don't always need it, it's more of an early game card. But the advantages of having an early game artisan is that it exists. It's there, you can submit into play. So we've got all the supports we need. We've got our stadiums. I want a tool card. And I want 2 in particular. Step 1, I'd like to be able to see better. I'd like super effective glasses. So this may sound weird, but Morpeko does 110 damage. So even into Mew, you're not going to do well. Against Mew Mew VMAX, they're going to eat Hangry Tackle at 220 damage. But then they're going to Psychic Leap with a single power tablet, which will make the Psychic Leap do 50, tablet makes it 80, 50 because it's a double turbo. And then they're going to go back into the deck, and that 220 damage you did doesn't exist. Also, they got the KO. The advantage of having glasses is the weaknesses times 3. So it's also good with Mew, but it's important to use with Morpeko. If you run into Shadow Rider, if that still exists on the ladder, Gardevoir, Mew, anything else, Darkrai, honestly I think that's the only 3 you'll see. It allows you to take that KO, and then you can come in with your late game Moltres. I also want Vengeful Punch. The biggest problem with Morpeko is the lack of damage. You are only dealing 110. An Arcanine can do 160, from users 120. We want Morpeko. Because I like Morpeko. No, it's because I want to partner it with Moltres. So what's the next step of the plan? Well, we've got our tool. I'm also going to run on 1 TM evolution, just because it's an easier way to beat Charizard. Basically what you do is you want to hit maybe 2 or 3 Charmanders, and then you can come in with any of these cards, slap a single energy on, and go in with a late game TM Devo, and you take 4 prizes. Well, it could be anything from 2 to 4. As long as you're setting up for a late game Moltres cleanup. TM Devolution removes the Charizard, clogs the hand, removes the impact of rare candies, and removes them to Charmanders, which is KO. Next step, we want to thin the hand more. Lost Vacuum. I might dislike the Lost Zone mechanic, but it worked and it gave us one of the best cards that is applicable in any deck. Lost Vacuum, put a card from your hand into the Lost Zone, any of them, so it's good to turn in your hand. For example, if you have a Peony or Poppy in a matchup that doesn't want Poppy, you can Lost Zone that card as free Lost Zone product, and then you get rid of either a Pokemon tool, like these three, if you don't need them. It also gets rid of that card as well, so you can slap it on a Pokemon and then Lost Zone it away. Or it gets rid of Stadium, like our Sun, or an opposing path, opposing League Headquarters. It also gets rid of tools we dislike. Like the Zarina's Panic Mask, because no one likes Zarina. Except for Widow's Panic. And then we got all the rest should be items. Items should make up like at least 25 cards in your deck. You want to draw them, they're going to help you. Step 1, I want a Great. I want 2 Gratefuls. It really helps us draw through our deck. And then it's kind of open, in all seriousness. I'm scrolling through, thinking myself, I think 2 switch card will do, to be able to switch out if they try and trap something. A Rescue Carrier. Do I want a Rescue Carrier or Rod? Have I got a gold carrier? Yeah, I'll go with Rod, just because it puts it back in the deck. Hold on, level ball over Great Ball. Yeah, here's the problem. Rotation brings a lot of cards, but a lot of these will be going. Like this, no one likes this. Do that. No, people like it. What else do I want to get rid of? I think Dark Patch. Okay, so Dark Patch is a difficult one, but if you early bench Moltres for the pop you play, or just because you need to burn it from your hand, then using Dark Patch to get the energies on, either throughout the game, or just as a late game, slap, 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 it's really good. Vessel could probably go down to 3. I think Edit, you might want to play some other Pokemon, but I'm not sure what you would. It's just only 11 says you're going to not break, but you might lose a few early game. And then you could go down to like only 2 in play, as opposed to maybe the 4. You could try and squeeze VIP Pass in. I don't like to. It's VIP Pass. There's going to be loads. Turo, that's the other one. Basically, problem with Moltres, early play Poppy, it's then in play, and if you can't loop the Dark Patch, you might want to add a Turo. I've gone for the Dark Patch route just because it's burnable items. There's loads of cards you choose to play. You choose to play more TMs. If, for example, you wanted to play Turbo Energize for whatever reason. Other tools, they're always good. If you're worried about Mill, you can play Patrol Cap. Your deck can't be. Yeah, so if you're worried about Mill, play Patrol Cap. Boss is a great idea, honestly. I didn't go Boss because you want to be playing Peony every go. But Boss is, you should probably play a Boss. What else? Definitely more discarding cards, I think. Maybe Shoes to help find important cards. It's kind of difficult because this matter of deck is really difficult to play well. We're going to hop into the casual ladder because I'm not very good at the game. You'll see this. So, Morpeko Moltres. Well, as I said, Galarian Moltres is one of my favourite cards. I think of all time. I started playing around the end of the first EX era, so around U2, Sidon Toad, Yveltal. I came in with not Buzzwole. I remember the first time I started playing competitively was Buzzwole. I might even still have Nashville's Buzzwole list. The first actual deck that I had was a Nashville 2018 Buzzwole, Buzzrock. So you use Buzzwole GX to stab a load of damage, then Knuckle Impact. You use Lycanroc GX as an alt attacker. You had a bunch of damage rolls. It was fun. It was kind of dull. Do I want to go first? No, I want to go second. Biggest problem with Buzzwole, however, was it was the, not ADP, it was the Mew of the current Sableye. it basically invalidated all other decks that wasn't Buzzwole or Sableye. Because of how unfun it was for a lot of decks. Alright. Heading into the match, they start Swerve It. We have got the turn 1 attack. They have got a second basic by the looks of it. Bidoof. Swerve It, Bidoof. Could be a Judge Path deck. Like Arceus. What? And this is why you should be playing Patrol Cat, ladies and gentlemen. No, not true. So, how do you want to play this? He knows what I'm playing now, there's no point in hiding it. Let's go double Morpeko, double Mew. That way I've got draw, and I've got thingy. I want to find that super odd quite quickly. I'm not going to do so now. We're going to get rid of the non-gold nest ball, because gold is cool. Where's my vessels? So what we're going to do here, quite simple. Take 1 energy. Turn 1, 110 damage, Angry Tackle. Angry. Angry. That's actually cool. But yeah, first prize card of the game, second turn, Earthen Vessel. Great for the next top deck. I can just insta-discard it. Wiglet, I hate Wiglet so much. Like, Mill is just, I don't want to see it again. Can literally discard 9 cards ago. This is why you would play Patrol Cap. For your information, you could play a Patrol Cap. Mill isn't normally on the ladder, this problem. I don't think I've ever seen Mill on the ladder. Well, in a few months. How do I pilot this correctly? I could try and mill myself. Not mill myself. Mill him myself. Yeah, he's going to spam counter capture. That's good for me though. The way you pilot Mew is you don't want to overbench. If I'd have benched Jirachi or Manaphy there, I would have to start burning energies to retreat, and he's going to keep discarding my energies. I'm going to run out of space. You know what you do against Mew. Don't get the triple. Oh, thank God. No, wait, he's got the barrel there. And there's a wither. Yeah. Mill takes a little bit of difficulty to play. It's not the easiest deck, but it's not the hardest deck at the same time. It's the sort of deck that anyone can pick up and do well on. Right. And he whiffs! That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not doing so well. Pilot this right. Alright. Earthen Vessel. Discard Morpeko. 2 energies. Let's do that. Alright, I've got it right. But yeah, I can super right back. Cool. Don't need to Dark Patch. Buzz. Yeah, Moltres is useless in this matchup. Just because they don't want to take a prize card. Put back, I guess all 3 will do. It stops Echoing Horn. Echoing Horn forces another Pokemon in play. It's really good for them boss trapping. And of course, all 3 going back. 3 more cards, yes to me. Prize card 4 is always good. We've got Piet. I'll tell you that. Still got Palpad to go, yeah. Right. What was Wiglet's first attack? Diglett, flip a coin if heads discards, so it's a mill 1 on a 50-50. 3 tails, just for once. Because no one likes mill, please. Wiglet. Yes, so this does just look like Wug Trio mill. I don't mind, I do mind, I've got a 4 card hand now. There we go, Peony. Thank God. Yeah. All skill, ladies and gentlemen. Problem with the hammer. It's like we've got Peony. I could try and with the Poppy. No, Poppy wouldn't. Well, Poppy would help, but the problem is then I'd be milling, and I'm not going to outmill a mill deck unless they just start burning through research and Bruno's. I think it's just take 6 prize cards. I don't think you'd play a HP modifier in this. You might play Luxurious Cape, but I can't see you playing Luxurious Cape, because then you'd kind of defeat me upon a 6 Water Trio. Or, wait, would you play 6? You play Reversals. What the hell should... Ladies and gentlemen, mill. That's a good top deck.